Hey everyone, I'm Itamar, one of the co-founders of Cool Cousin. We're a VC-backed company from Tel Aviv, Israel. We've been operating since 2016. And I want to show you this quote from an LA Times article. I'm going to pop back out, 1 second. So this reporter was kind of pleased with what we were doing. And we've been getting a lot of media attention in the past year. So USA Today voted us as best travel app, New York Times, and Mike Butcher's, the editor at large at TechCrunch, actually did a huge piece on us saying that we're onto something. So we've been getting a lot of momentum and PR in the past year, and it's also been featured on the Apple App Store next to big companies like TripAdvisor, Airbnb, and Lonely Planet. And in the past year, we've been getting 80% organic growth. Now, we have a community of locals around the world. I'm going to show you the product in just a second, but we've grown it in the past a year and a half from 70 locals to 1,000 locals. Now, we've been launching a new city every 4 days. So a year ago, we were just 12 cities. Now we're over to 70. We're live in San Francisco as well, so you can download us at the App Store and check what we're doing. And we're over 500 five-star ratings at the App Store. Now, we're in a huge industry. The travel industry has surpassed energy as the biggest industry in the world, and you must be asking yourself, why are we at a crypto conference? Why are we just meeting some VCs and raising in the old-fashioned way? But the honest and short answer would be because it's the right thing to do. But I'm going to dive into that in just a second. But we started out 2 years ago. We were 5 co-founders out of Tel Aviv, a great city to develop a startup, and we were all avid travelers. But whenever we would travel to, we would grab an Airbnb apartment because we would want it to feel a city through the eyes of a local. But we would go to Foursquare or TripAdvisor or Yelp, and we would get pretty bad recommendations. We would get these top 10 restaurant recommendations that never fit everyone in the same way. So what we wanted to develop is a platform where you can connect with a local and get his recommendations and view the city in the way that he feels like. So instead of searching for Google and getting mediocre advice that are promoted by SEO, that have a lot of marketing and a lot of biased content that you can never trust, that leads you to all of these attack ads, people trying to scam you, people trying to grab hundreds of dollars from you to plan your trip, we decided that finding travel advice is too difficult, so we launched our product about a year ago. Now, people try to hack their way before Cool Cousin. So what they would do is that they would reach out to their friends on Facebook and they would say, hey, I'm going to New York or London or Barcelona, and I'm going to get advice from my friends. The reason they do that is because they want to have someone they trust providing their recommendations. But the problem is we don't have a friend in every city we go to. And that's what we wanted to solve. Now, our product, as I said, is available on the App Store and is also a web app for Android users. You basically download the app and you immediately see people, wonderful people from different walks of life, different ages, different professions. Each of them has curated their own city guide. So each of you from wherever city you are have your own favorite places in your own city. These are restaurants, coffee shops, bars, restaurants. They could be fantastic shops or hidden places that will never appear in a first Google search. So the idea is that when you're traveling, you grab a local's map that you find compelling. So we have designers and entrepreneurs and chefs, and we have vegan students and 65-year-olds who are just chilling in New York, and people from different locations around the city. But it's not only to get the recommendations from a map, you can also message them with questions. The idea is that you ask them about where should I get my Airbnb? Or how to score tickets for an NBA match. Now, 500,000 travelers have been using Cool Cousin. We're one of the only ICOs out there that have a proven track record and a large user-based community. Over 2 million city guides have been snatched up by these 500,000 users, and over 3 million messages have been corresponded through our locals that we called Cool Cousin. Now, our travelers asking fantastic questions, almost travel agency-like questions. Where to get their accommodation? Or how do I, as a woman traveler, enjoy a safe environment when I'm traveling? So these are the type of questions they've been asking. And we've experienced 3 times fold growth in our interaction between our cousins and our travelers. Now, what we were astonished to see is that millennials are bringing back the travel agent. 6 years ago, only 19% have been using a travel agent. And when you hear the word travel agent, you must be imagining a 65-year-old who's working at a mall booking your accommodation. But that's not why millennials have been using travel agents. They've been using it for two main reasons. One is clarity, someone to help them through and sift through endless information online and actually book a great vacation in the Bahamas or anywhere in the world. But the second reason is because they wanted someone to curate their trip, to bring them an incredible experience. And millennials are spending more and more money than ever before on travel. They understand they have no way to get an apartment, so they're spending over 35% of their income on travel. That's almost double than the baby boomer generation. Now, so millennials are bringing the travel agent back. And our plan is to turn our cool cousins, our locals on the ground, right now in 75 cities, over 1,200 of them around the world, to turn them into a travel agent. And our vision is to create the first decentralized peer-to-peer travel agency. So we're really excited to introduce Cuz. It's our ERC20 compatible utility token. And the reason we're introducing it is because we want to create an autonomous community. Now, the reason we want to develop an autonomous community is because we want three major things. The first is to have an unbiased platform. Travel recommendations and travel insights have a very biased background. Airlines and hotels try to sell you experiences for the to have an upsale. So we don't know what's behind any recommendation that's going on. You don't know whether it's an unbiased or biased recommendation. So we want to secure an unbiased platform where it's a peer-to-peer recommendation from a local you can trust. The second reason, we want to sustain our fast growth. So we're creating an incentive engine for our cousins. Right now, our cousins are creating a map to their city and providing recommendations for free. But we now want to compensate them with our token. And this token will be able to compensate them for the time and services and allow us for fast growth and to sustain it more and more often. Now, we also want to provide affordable services. So travel agents provide premium services to business travelers mostly. We want to enable access to professional premium services to everyone who travels in the world. So we're going to lower the cost of travel agency planning, whether it's curation of a trip, booking a flight, booking accommodation, getting great recommendations. We want to make it accessible to a lot of people by removing the intermediary and allowing people to transact with a local. Also, who's better positioned to give you advice on a trip than a local who's living in the city you're traveling to? Now, autonomous community, as I said, for those three reasons, and already right now, before our ICO, we have more than 3,000 tokenizable actions per day. So this is before our growth model, before everything that we laid out there. This is what we can do right now if we have been tokenizing our model. Now, we're 20 people out of Tel Aviv, designers, developers, content creators, community managers, experienced people, savvy people. My co-founder and CTO is here in the crowd, Gil, and we're laying out the timeline for the next few months. We just announced our ICO, and we're now finishing or almost finishing our pre-sale. We're going to launch our crowd sale in a few months, and you can also join our Telegram, follow us for more information. We developed our white paper with incredible advisors and incredible people, and you can join our Telegram to ask any type of question you want. Make it difficult for us. Challenge us. We love these questions. And wherever you travel to in the world, don't forget to grab Cool Cousin and travel like a local. Thank you very much.